Mate Productions.
Came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, we love you know. We came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, the sports show.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Anthony Davis.
Again.
So bad. He needs to sit out another 30 games. That was just bad.
Another 30.
Another
30.
Like, his face is gone.
Absolutely.
Just so much nuts on it. I mean, not the peanuts. It's just
a lot. It's just a lot going on for Anthony Davis. We got to take a moment of silence for him.
He took a moment of silence. I don't think he's allowed to talk again after that. like that was bad. Like horrible.
Nuts.
Like, why did you jump? Did you jump?
Nuts to chest. Nuts to chest.
No, nuts to face. That's what it was. Like,
nah. It was the chest because Hachimura like elbowed him in the face when he.
I'm just saying, if you just got dunked on and you standing up and you holding your face, you had some nuts in your face. That's how
it wasn't quite, but okay, we'll give it to Hachimura. Welcome to episode 61 of the Yerrr Sports Show. I am your host, Big Baby. Hold on. AKA the soul of R&B.
Oh, I thought you was about to put some auto-tune on. I'm about to say you are really that's what I really thought you was about to do. I'm like, oh,
no. To my bottom, this left or right. You're just at the bottom. Today.
Started from the bottom and I'm still here.
Holding down the fort, BK Matt.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Queen
Tay and Pete Rosado, respectively, are on load management this week. They will be back soon. But
Pete is starting up the Yeezus World Tour. That's what he's doing.
Right. Tay's taking a well-deserved vacation.
Yeah.
And to our top right, our special guest today. Please introduce yourself.
I appreciate being here. BK Matt, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm Cody at CVMK33 on Instagram. I host It Is What It Is podcast. You can find it on YouTube at CV. That's Cody Vernon space K. It's an amazing show. I've had Big Baby on there before. We discuss a host of things. I always say if you could take the Breakfast Club, marry it to TD Jake's Potter House, we're right there. So I appreciate being here. I appreciate you allowing this brother on here. I'm really ready to talk about sports because I'm excited because the Bears just got Justin Fields. I'm going to actually start watching Bears games this season.
Still not going to watch that.
Definitely going to clip that for Pete. Just for Pete.
I'm definitely not going to. I'm not watching that. They did a lot better than the Giants did, but that's neither here nor there.
Always here nor there. Always here nor there. And that was the Eagles' fault.
Boy. So you're not going to say nothing at all. Nothing. Because I expected the Patriots to do it. It's Bill Belichick. I mean, come on.
I don't care.
What the Philadelphia Eagles was able to pull off? Y'all should be mad. Y'all should be upset.
You know why I'm not mad? Because Philly's not going to win the division anyway. None of us is going to win the division. It's going to be the Washington football team.
You don't know that.
The football team is going to win the division.
Injuries happen.
The football team is going to win the division.
And I'm going to stop. Y'all need to stop calling them that. I'm not calling them that.
They have no team. They have no team name right now, so they will be the football team. Thank you.
Them people in Washington.
The football team.
Them people in Washington. I'm going to call them Bill Clinton's team. That's what I'm calling them.
Those people in Washington.
Bill Clinton is, he lived in Harlem, so,
Right. He does live in Harlem.
He lives in Harlem, so.
You lying.
He lives in New York. Yeah, he lives in New York. Yeah.
So he was just like, hey, Giuliani's in some trouble. I'm just gonna come back and run the city.
He's been in New York for a long time. You know that, right?
I never knew that. Never. I don't be going knocking on people's doors in New York no more. I'm an adult. I got kids. Can't just be. Can't do that. Can't do it no more.
Anyway, how was you guys' weeks?
Like I said before, Coca-Cola still does not know that slavery is over.
Yeah, you have to do some boycotting. Week's been great, man. Like I said, we're here. It's Saturday. Super amped. I think the NFL draft was one of the best drafts they've had in a while. From a quarterback perspective, I don't know if I'm Cam Newton, how I feel about Mac Jones coming. It's kind of like somebody hiring your replacement, and it's like, do you want me to try? So I'm excited to see what happens. Honestly, I think it's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of quarterbacks, but this happens every year. I mean, Andy Dalton, we're dealing with it here in the Shy. So, week's been great. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
It sounds like a Green Bay thing, doesn't it, Matt? It sounds like the disrespect that,
we're not going to do this draft.
The Packers did 2 years ago.
Are you going to start my section right now? Are you starting it right now? Is that what you're doing?
I mean, we can start the smoke section right now. I have no order to this. You know what?
Start it up. Start it up.
We're going to do something different this week. We're going to start off with the smoke section.
All right.
Here we are. Before Matt gets into his soliloquy, let me tell you something. Matt was trying to give me the smoke section for something that the Philadelphia Dirty Birds did, and I had no parts of that. I just have to sit and be upset. Your team is 2 for 2. I just want to let you know. I mean, your MVP's team is 2 for 2. So, Matt, the floor is yours. I'm going to mute my mic and let you get off what you have to get off.
All right. So we're gonna go like the last 10 or 9 drafts that we've gone without getting Aaron Rodgers some damn help. So we're gonna cap it off and we're gonna get a cornerback again, a center. I think they got a receiver from the Titans, right? They got a receiver. That's neither here nor there. We need goddamn help. Aaron Rodgers need help. How are you gonna keep doing this level of disrespect that you give this man every damn season? Matt LaFleur took the damn ball out of his hands in the playoffs when he could have made the damn Super Bowl, and we had to endure Tom Brady Super Bowl. I'm still upset about that I got to endure another Tom Brady Super Bowl. I went to Tampa for WrestleMania, and you know what I had to do? I had to buy a $17 bucket of popcorn for my son, and guess who's on the bucket of popcorn? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl champions. Why? Because Green Bay is disrespectful. They're disrespectful. He is our MVP. Get that man some damn help. Got this man contemplating retiring and shit. Why? Because y'all won't get him help. He feels disrespected. Tom Brady got what he wanted in New England, and then when he wasn't getting his way, he moved to Tampa Bay, and guess what? This man got a whole damn monopoly in Florida, living good with Gronkowski, and I'm upset. Tampa Bay is set up for another fucking Super Bowl because Green Bay can't get their shit together and get the best damn quarterback right now because he's my MVP. He's our MVP. Help.
Can I respond?
Please respond.
So I think it's two-folded. With Aaron, is his organization. I think the Green Bay Packers have done a terrible job of managing personnel, managing talent. I mean, they've drafted some busts as well as far as running backs have come through. Their first pick was actually a defensive back in the first round and not a wide receiver. So, I think from an organization, they have dropped the ball. I also think Aaron Rodgers is hard. He's respected around the league, but nobody likes him. You know, like who in the NFL is like Aaron Rodgers is my guy? You know what I'm saying? Like Brady has, you can say what you want. If Brady called Julian Edelman up right now, he'll come out of retirement. You know, Brady got Gronk to come there. Brady got AB to come there. You know, Brady has that magnetic pull that people just want to play with him. People don't want to play with Aaron like that, and maybe just because it's in Green Bay and it's I think it's
the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah,
the only thing,
I don't know.
The only thing good that ever came out of Wisconsin is cheese, and that smells like too. I'm tired of the Packers. I'm tired of it. Green Bay needs to just let him go.
Because I think
y'all want to be in freaking in hell and not be worth nothing. They have a pretty good team. All they missing is offensive weapons.
They are.
For Aaron Rodgers to exploit. That's all they're missing.
Right.
You get a goddamn quarterback and a freaking center, and you're going to wait till the third round to get a receiver. This is a bull. That's what this is. That's what all it is. Oh, I hate Green Bay. They worse than the Knicks. They in the same boat as the Knicks. Same boat as the Knicks.
As a Chicagoan, it is nice to see Green Bay lose, personally. But
I'm not a Green Bay fan.
Right,
disrespect is not needed.
But I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the most from bottom. From not just an athletic standpoint, not just an IQ standpoint, not just an arm standpoint, from a complete package, I think him and Russell Wilson are the most talented quarterbacks in the league. And you could argue, is it more Aaron than Russell? Because Russell has the weapons.
I'm not going to argue nothing.
You know,
I wanted to sound of mine to say he's an older version of Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's that's my view. Yeah. They might kill me, but I don't care. That's my opinion. Yeah. That's my philosophy. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is an older version of Patrick Mahomes. If Aaron Rodgers has the embarrassment of riches that Kansas City had, we wouldn't even be talking right now. We wouldn't be talking at all.
That's true. That's
just what it is.
That's true.
But this what Green Bay's been doing for years, they gonna draft his replacement.
Yeah.
He comes back the next year and he drops dimes on them. A whole new coach, he's dropping dimes on them. He's making the playoffs. He's winning MVP honors.
That's true.
QB rating through the roof.
That's true. With nobody.
For what?
With nobody.
For what? With nobody.
With nobody. But then, and that's what I say. Why can't they attract a big time wide receiver to the market? And you can't tell me they're not out there. You know, like there's wide receivers out there, right? But they don't. Green Bay is where Green Bay has to do everything by committee. And that's one of the things because the way that they're governed, right? They don't have an owner, like a one person. They actually are. Actually, what's ironic, they're the only team in the NFL that I think the state actually like participates in its ownership, like the citizens of Wisconsin, right? So it's really more of a collective whole. So, which is, you know, it's cool if you live there, but they don't make, to me, strategic decisions around football. Now you can argue other owners don't make strategic decisions around football either, but for Aaron's sake, Aaron needs a wide receiver, big time wide receiver, not like a mid-major, second tier, third tier, wide receiver, and he needs a somebody in the backfield that can carry. I would love to see a trade, this is personally, because I think Zeke out of Dallas is exiting out of his prime. Trade him.
They just need to let my man go. Let my people go. This is embarrassment. I'm so upset about this. Go. They need to let Aaron Rodgers just live his best life because it's not happening in Green Bay. It's just how many y'all haven't been relevant since Brett Favre, and y'all hardly was relevant then.
Well, look what they had. So like the Brett Favre team, right? Mm-hmm. Even after Sterling Sharp, they had Reggie White. Like that team had real weapons on it, right? And you could argue, if Brett Favre wasn't Brett Favre, they might have won, another championship or two. So, it's. I think what they learned with Brett Favre was they gave the quarterback too much control, and with Aaron, they didn't give him any control. So, like, it's a happy medium.
They're not giving him nothing.
Right.
They just giving them their ass to kiss, and it's just not even right. He's just doing all. He's making magic happen in the state of Wisconsin, which is rare because ain't nothing happening out there. Ain't nothing. I don't know anybody willingly like I'm going to go on vacation and go to Wisconsin. Never.
Wisconsin is nice. So I've traveled to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a nice state.
I feel bad for you. How much fun did you have?
If you take
how much cheese did you eat?
I didn't eat any. I don't even eat dairy. So if you go 34 all the way up north, honestly, during the summertime, Wisconsin is a beautiful place. A lot of cool. Well, not like once you get around Marshfield and kind of central Madison area, Wisconsin is kind of a dope state. But I do believe that they need to really focus on the longevity of the team. And if they're not going to go forward with Aaron Rodgers, then they have to rebuild and enter into the rebuild mode quickly. And they didn't do it during the draft. So if they don't do it during trades or whatnot, it's going to just be another wasted season.
Absolutely.
Let my people go.
Absolutely. I definitely agree.
Go.
Matt.
Let my people go.
Regardless, let's get into quick hits. So today's quick hits.
You doing it?
Yes, we are doing quick hits.
No,
yes.
You do it?
No, I'm not doing it. I retired doing that after the first time I did it. But Pete has graciously recorded a video. No, Matt, he does not have his swoop again, so we can't really make fun of him this week. So
watch me.
So here is the world famous quick hits by the Professor Pete Rosado.
Yerrr Sports Show Nation, this is the Professor Pete Rosado with your quick hits for the week of Saturday, May 1st, and let's not bury the lead. Let's go to the NFL, which was the big.
First of all, why my man got the Vince McMahon swoop? Why he got that going on? What's that about?
Bye, Matt.
Biggest
what was that
of the week. The NFL draft went down this past Thursday night, and as expected, all 5 quarterbacks went in the first round. First pick overall, everyone knew it. Trevor Lawrence went to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU, then goes to the New York Jets with the number 2 pick. Trey Lance is the quarterback selected by San Francisco with the number 3 pick, the project quarterback, going to San Francisco. And then it took until the 11th pick. A trade by the Chicago Bears brings Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State, straight to Chicago. And then Mac Jones. The New England Patriots sat back at 15 and got the quarterback they wanted. Mac Jones out of Alabama goes to New England with the number 15 pick, but quarterbacks were not done. 3 more quarterbacks were selected by the end of the 3rd round. Tampa Bay picked Florida quarterback Kyle Trask at the last pick of the 2nd round as the heir apparent possibly to Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. Then Minnesota goes and picks Texas A&M quarterback Kellen Mond, and Houston takes Stanford quarterbacks Devin Mills. 7 quarterbacks in all selected in the first 3 rounds of this year's NFL draft. But the other big picks in this week's NFL draft. Tight end Kyle Pitts goes to the Atlanta Falcons. Wide receiver Jamar Chase to Cincinnati. And running back Najee Harris goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers with the number 24 pick in the first round. Many people saying Pittsburgh with the steal of the first round.
So overall, the first round of the draft, what did you guys think of it? Cody, I'm gonna start with you.
I think honestly, it was a very efficient draft. I think selecting that many quarterbacks, the Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that was a smart move by Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. If you have somebody hot that can perform, even if you don't necessarily need that position, and obviously Jacksonville does need that position, right? It's still worth the gamble of investing in that because you can acquire more in trade value, right? So, I mean, I think the selection, I think Chicago trading up was a great move. I think even, Matt going to the Patriots, was strategic. Belichick is always going to put the Patriots first. I don't have any problem with it. I also like the pick of Tevin Jenkins. I'm just looking. I think the first 2 rounds was amazing. even though, and I know Matt might get mad at this, but the Packers didn't select a wide receiver to the second round with Amari Rodgers. That's the third round, excuse me. So they didn't select any offensive person until the third round. But, you know, Jamar Chase, amazing. Jalen Waddle is a stud. Jace Horn, who is actually the son of Joe Horn, right, playing DB, but I'm sure if, you know, just because of his size, defensive back might be better. Penei Sewell, I think, like, the first draft did not disappoint. You know, usually what happens in a draft is you get that one person everybody's, you know, gunning for, and then the rest are just kind of like, oh, whatever. This, to me, was a complete draft from top to bottom. Like, it doesn't matter where you were selected. There was so much talent and so much depth in this draft that, honestly, I'm looking forward to the NFL season.
Most definitely. Let's continue on with quick hits.
Big story coming out of the NFL draft. 3 teams have connected wide receivers with quarterbacks they played with in college. That would be Cincinnati putting Jamar Chase with his former quarterback Joe Burrows. Miami putting Jalen Waddle, who they selected in the first round, with former Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and Devonta Smith, who got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, with former Alabama quarterback Jalen Hurts. It's going to be very interesting to see how the wide receiver quarterback combos translate from successful college careers to NFL careers. But that was not the story of the draft. The story of the draft was that Super Bowl MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers, apparently wants out of Green Bay. Green Bay saying publicly and privately they have no intentions of trading Aaron Rodgers. But right now, this is just the beginning of the offseason. As this offseason grows, if Aaron Rodgers does not get off of this idea of wanting to leave Green Bay, I think Green Bay will have no choice. And, you know, every single team in the league, I don't care who they are, is going to want to crack at Aaron Rodgers.
Matt. Oh, hold on. I forgot.
Count your goddamn days.
Anyway, I was going to ask you, where do you think he will land? But
anywhere but Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
It might be Dallas. It is Jerry Jones.
Dallas.
Yeah, I think it might be Dallas. It might be Dallas. I don't know.
Hey, trade him. Trade Dak.
Let my people go.
Yeah, Dak is coming off an injury. And get Aaron Rodgers. If you get Aaron Rodgers to Dallas, I guarantee you Dallas is a Super Bowl threat. And you can do an even swap. Dak is younger. He's a game manager. You can rebuild around Dak. The contracts, they don't have equal value, but it's enough that it's not causing a seismic shift. So get A-Rod, get Aaron Rodgers, and make Dallas basically relevant again.
Absolutely. Continue on.
Trade scenario coming out of the NFL draft. We were hearing a lot about it the week going in. Julio Jones apparently on the trading block for Atlanta. Atlanta looking to trade veteran wide receiver Julio Jones. Piece of news coming from Dallas as Cowboys veteran linebacker and unquestionably the heart and leader of the defense, linebacker Sean Lee, 2-time Pro Bowler, has decided to retire after 11 seasons with the Cowboys. He owns 5 of the top 7 tackle games in Cowboys history, with a record 22 coming against the Giants in 2016, and he is 8th in team history with a total of 995 tackles. His actual tackles per game average higher than the leader in overall tackles for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's now go to Major League Baseball, where some major things have happened. Rockies general manager Jeff Burdich has stepped down. Apparently the Rockies coming to a mutual agreement with him. He's been their GM since 2014, but the trade of Nolan Arenado, who had signed a long-term deal to probably be a cornerstone of their team, trading to the St. Louis Cardinals this past offseason, was the nail in the coffin for Jeff Burdich, who is now no longer the Rockies general manager.
You know what's funny? When Peter's not here and he does quick hits, I feel like in my head he remind me of like Zordon since he's like the main focus, and we're like looking like the Power Rangers were sitting there listening. That's what I got from it. Matt, your mic is muted if you're talking.
So you can tell he misses us. Look at his face. Looks depressed.
He looks depressed. Look,
he's upset.
Look, hey, I'm in two places at the same time.
I'm surprised he wasn't.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm surprised he wasn't here when Cody said he was a Chicago Bears fan. He would have got it.
Oh yeah, he'd have jumped right inside the street. He just started cursing out. He would have started cursing like the whole time.
Is he frozen?
Cody, you there?
He's frozen.
He's frozen.
It's a good picture of him, though.
It is. All right, let's keep going.
And news coming out of Major League Baseball earlier today, well, this week, I should say, Hall of Famer and 12-time second baseman All-Star Roberto Alomar has been placed on the league's ineligible list, essentially banned from baseball due to an independent investigation to a sexual misconduct allegation dated back to 2014. He was serving as a special consultant and advisor to Major League Baseball, helping to grow the game in his native Puerto Rico, but he has now been relieved of that position, and the Toronto Blue Jays, in which he was also working with as a special advisor, and in which he had been enshrined in the Hall of Fame with a Toronto Blue Jays hat, actually the first ever player at the time to go in with a Toronto Blue Jays hat on his plaque, have also cut ties with him. They will be removing a banner and all acknowledgments to his career from Blue Jays Rogers Center in Toronto. The Hall of Fame has stated, though, that his shrine will remain in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I'm so excited.
I'm back, y'all. My bad. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I wanted to respond, and I went to click it, and like my screen froze. I'm like, oh no! So I kept like exiting in and out. So,
the funny part was, you had your screen was frozen. Yeah, but it wasn't bad. It didn't look crazy to where it'd be like, oh man, he's gonna be embarrassed.
I noticed. I'm like, he's not blinking at all. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, maybe he's reading something. He's reading.
Yeah, maybe he's reading, but then you didn't blink at all. And Matt is like, yo, he's not there. Oh man, when you watch this back, you're probably gonna laugh. You're definitely gonna laugh. Oh man,
why does Pete look so sad?
Why I keep stopping when Pete looks sad? All right, I
look so upset.
Let me continue on.
Speaking about Hall of Famers, let's talk about future NBA Hall of Famer Steph Curry. Earlier this week, set the new NBA record for the number of made three-pointers in a calendar month when he sank his 85th. Well, that didn't stop him. He still had a couple more games this week. And Steph Curry, at the end of this week, will have set the new record for number of made three-pointers in a single month at 96. That's right. He made another 11 threes between when he shattered the record and when he finished setting the record. So in April, 96 three-pointers for Stephen Curry.
You know what's wild? Michael Jordan only has 18 threes in his whole career. Steph Curry almost has 100 threes in the last month. Like when you think of Steph, that's what I say. When you think of Steph Curry, I do not like Steph hate. Steph Curry, whether you want to admit or not, has changed the game forever. He is single-handedly the greatest shooter ever. But not just that. Steph Curry took away the need to be super athletic and super big. You don't need to be 6'8", 6'9", with a 50-inch vertical and 300 pounds. Like, you can be an average height guy and your skill set be so dynamic that it doesn't matter, because Steph's not the fastest. He's definitely not the most athletic, like he just started recently dunking. I guarantee you, Steph probably has less than 100 dunks his whole career. But Steph's geniusness on the court, his ability to just hoop, is ridiculous. And I'll say this. If Klay Thompson was healthy, there'd be no Phoenix Suns. There'd be no LA Clippers. The Lakers would be in real trouble. The only thing that is missing from the Golden State Warriors, and I'm a huge LeBron fan, is that man, Klay Thompson. As soon as he gets back, if he even gets back to 60%, it's a wrap. I'll say this. Golden State, currently constructed, has enough juice if Klay was healthy to beat Brooklyn. And I'll stay on that.
Wiseman being healed of all injuries as well.
Yeah.
I can see that finals I can see that finals.
I can see that finals, yeah.
I can see that finals happening.
I say that next year. I said Wiseman gets healthy and Klay gets healthy as constructed, even with Wiggins and Oubre. I do feel like they're a legit threat.
One of them got to go. One of them got to go.
Wiggins can go.
Wiggins got to go. Wiggins got to go.
Wiggins, and I'll say this: Wiggins is the Kwame Brown of shooting guards. And what I mean by that, when he came in, bro, I remember people hyping up Wiggins like, there's this kid, he coming out of Toronto. I think he's from Canada. He's coming out of Canada, 50-inch vertical. I'm watching his high school stuff. I'm like, man, when he gets to league, he'll be sweet. But it's like he doesn't care. I'm not, like, his whole demeanor is like, man, whatever. Like, I don't see that grind. I think that his skill, his raw talent is ridiculous. If he really pushed and clawed and had that like mindset, you probably couldn't stop, Andrew Wiggins. But the fact that like he's just out there nonchalant, just what has he added to his game? What has he's never made an all-star team, no dunk contest won. He has a blank resume after all this time, and I hate to say it, Wiggins is a bust. No, he never made it.
Oh,
Yeah. That did happen. LeBron did say trade this kid, first round pick. Just trade him, let him go.
Right.
Let him go. It was crazy. It was crazy. Let's continue on quick.
Going to the National Hockey League, some news coming out of there. Chicago Blackhawks veteran forward Andrew Shaw has to retire at the age of 29 due to multiple concussions. A two-time Stanley Cup winner with the Chicago Blackhawks, spent 3 years with the Montreal Canadiens, having to retire early due to concussion issues. But the NHL will be gaining a 32nd team. That's right, 32 teams in the NHL starting next season, as Seattle will be joining the NHL ranks, with the Seattle Kraken made their final payment of their total $650 million entrance fee to join the NHL. Will be joining the NHL next season. They can now start talking to free agents, college amateur players, now that they have made this final payment and officially entered the NHL. Ladies and gentlemen, the final story on Quick Hits this week is a story that probably did not get recognized by a lot of people, but a major move in the world of college basketball, as Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey, who had previously been the coach at Baylor, will be leaving Baylor to join as the head coach for LSU in the upcoming season. She had been at Baylor since 2000. Prior to Kim Mulkey joining the Baylor coaching staff, Baylor had never made an NCAA tournament appearance since she joined up as the head coach in 2000. They have gone to the NCAA tournament every single year with the exception of one, and they won 3 national championships in Mulkey's 21 seasons at Baylor, 2005, 2012, and most recently in 2019. And now that Hall of Fame record of Kim Mulkey's will no longer be patrolling the sidelines at Baylor, but now patrolling the sidelines at LSU. The question now becoming, what is this going to do for LSU as a powerhouse in women's college basketball? And how does Baylor respond? Does Baylor fall backwards? And how far back do they fall? Or do they continue the trend that Mulkey started over 21 seasons at Baylor? We here at the Yerrr Sports Show wish Kim Mulkey nothing but the best in her new endeavors as the head coach at LSU. Ladies and gentlemen, more news coming. The draft is still going on. But for now, that has been Quick Hits for the week of Saturday, May the 1st.
Matt, you're muted.
So I think I know why Pete's mad.
Why?
The Jets didn't do so great.
Y'all got what y'all wanted.
You're right.
Y'all got Lil Darnold. So
Shut up.
Can I want to talk about that NHL on the quick hits.
yes,
Peter brought up, I've been to hockey games before. The NHL is the most underrated league. If the NHL had, if you made it a little bit safer, because you can't have your players retiring at 29. That's because, you can basically bash somebody and it's just a little bit too aggressive, right? It doesn't need to be like NBA safe, but it's like 1970s NBA right now. So where, the 90s is probably the goal. They need to make the goal net bigger. You have to have more offense, right? And if the NHL had more diversity, I'm telling you, the NHL would be one of the greatest sports because it's literally a constant fast break. It's when you watch it, and especially during like its playoff and Stanley Cup, NHL is amazing. And then what other sport has a shoot off? Like when they tie, they overtime. It's not like other teams. You get one person and a goalie. Hey, you can totally talk about upsetting a bracket, right? So, shout out to the expansion of the NHL. And yeah, the Jets did drop the ball, but it's the Jets. So
it is what it is.
You're right. It
Honestly,
is what it is.
It is what it is. What we gonna do about it? So, going from NHL and NFL, we're going to go into a little bit of boxing for our first story of the day.
Y'all really gonna call this a boxing match?
Oh, look.
Ladies and gentlemen
Oh, this is
of the Yerrr Sports Show family. On June 6th at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Jake Paul will go one-on-one in a special exhibition against Floyd Money Mayweather. They have special rules that they're gonna introduce soon. The only stipulation that we have so far is that Jake Paul can weigh 30 more pounds than Floyd Mayweather. My question to you, BK Matt, yes, I'm going to start with you. How do you think this is going to turn out? Can Jake Paul upset the undefeated Floyd Money Mayweather?
Oh, this is not even a hard question. It's the best defensive. He's one of the best defensive boxers of all time. He's not going to knock him out. Let's just get that straight. It's just going to be another avenue for a lot of fans to hate Floyd because he's probably just going to dance around the whole fight to show that he's quicker and smarter than Jake Paul. That's all this is going to be. So, no, it's not going to be an upset. It's just going to be another payday and a lot of hurt fans. If y'all pay to see this, expecting Mayweather to get knocked out like Nate Robinson did, it's not happening. It's not happening. Y'all need to just cut your losses. Sit down and just read Twitter and watch how upset everybody gets. That Floyd Mayweather just danced through the whole fight. So, no, it's not an upset. Not even going to be close to an upset.
Cody, your thoughts?
I agree with Brooklyn Matt. Look, he's going to. So I wish it was Jake. He's going against Logan. Logan's record is 0-1. He's just a YouTube fighter. I get the attraction. I get it sells tickets. I get it's going to make a lot of revenue. But like Brooklyn Matt said, I mean, he's not a fighter. Even though Floyd, yes, is 44, he's out of his prime. He's not Money Mayweather anymore. He's not, that fighter. But he still is so dynamic. He doesn't have to be. So he's going to pick a bum fighter. Basically, he'll give basically Logan a round. And he will. He'll give him a round where he'll allow Logan to get his swings off. And if he connects, he connects. But after that, he's going to do him like he did Conor. He was toying with Conor the whole time. And Conor was trying to land the TKO. He was trying to knock Floyd out. Conor got tired, and then you saw Floyd, bow, like literally the ref
tapped him the whole damn fight.
Yeah.
Kept him at arm's length the whole time.
And that's all he's gonna do. That's all he's gonna do in this one. He's gonna dance. He's gonna tire the fighter out as soon as he has him. So it's gonna be great to see. It's a great exhibition. It's not gonna count for anything. Personally, I thought the Tyson Roy Jones fight was better. They should have let them finish because Tyson was about to knock Roy out, and Roy knows it.
It should have been a definite winner. Tyson won that fight.
Absolutely.
Tyson won it.
Why they did that the way they did it.
So not to interrupt you guys, but we have another special guest who decided he's going to come off the bench of load management. The voice of a generation, Pete Rosado.
What the Lord is?
Matt, I left this damn CPR class, okay, simply to come on here and tell you. First off, Cody, thanks for joining us this week. Thanks
Power
for
Rangers
the Floyd.
I'm out.
Matt, you gonna tell me the Jets did not do good in this draft?
I mean, they did all right.
What?
A fellow Jets fan is saying that the Jets didn't do good in the draft.
I said they did. I didn't say that they didn't do good.
No.
I'm just saying he's probably disappointed that they didn't get what they didn't get.
Quarterback of the future in Zach Wilson. Okay, we got one of the best offensive linemen in college football, and Elijah Vera Tucker in the first round as well at 14. Okay, that boy can play. And we're going to have the left side of that offensive line with Elijah Vera Tucker and Mekhi Becton. That is stacked for the next decade. Okay? Easily. We just drafted my homeboy Michael Carter, running back out of North Carolina.
I'm not even watching the draft right now. My TV
in the third round. That boy is an explosive running back, and we all know the Jets have not had a great running back since Matt Forte, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Curtis Martin. Okay, we need a good running back.
You counting LT? Are you really going to count LT?
Yeah, because LaDainian Tomlinson was a really good running back when he was with the Jets. Still had a lot of good years left. And yeah, we didn't get the best years of Matt Forte. Cody and the Chicago Bears got the best years out of Matt Forte.
You can hear the anger in his voice.
He's a Chicago Bears fan.
No, you know what?
He's a Chicago Bears fan.
First of all,
he does not like the Chicago Bears at all. Like he hates them.
No, I did not like.
And he hates them, and he hates Rex Grossman.
I don't like Rex either.
Yeah, I did not like Cody. It wasn't I hate the Chicago Bears. I hated Mitchell Trubisky.
I thought it was a bum pick. I thought passing up on Deshaun Watson and Patty and everybody basically to get a quarterback out of North Carolina was terrible.
So for the last couple of years, I've hated on Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears, and I hated on the Bears all of last year as well. But now they got Justin Fields, and I think they're going to do really good with Justin Fields. But also, let's not forget Elijah Moore, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, which I think is going to be a really sneaky good pick. This kid is a really good wide receiver. We still have some wide receiving questions that we have not yet been able to answer, but we still got some really quality wide receiving talent in Florham Park, New Jersey. So you can't tell me the Jets didn't do good in this draft. But I'm just going to say this real quick. As of right now, as of Thursday night, I hate Mac Jones.
Why? Why? Because he's a Patriot.
I hate Mac Jones.
Because he's a Patriot.
It's not his fault.
Right. It's not Mac's fault.
my ranking of hated players in the NFL is
Tom
number
Brady.
one, Tom Brady.
It has to be Tom Brady.
Right.
You're supposed to say the GOAT in front of his name. So
hell I won't. Not with Aaron Rodgers.
Say it right. Oh, you're not gonna. 7 for 10. 7 for 10 and 1 for 1. My bad.
I'm sorry. My number one most hated player in the NFL is quarterback out of Michigan, Thomas Brady.
Thomas Edward the GOAT
Brady. Yeah.
My number two hated player in all of the NFL is Rex Grossman. My number three hated player in all the NFL is Mr. Trubisky. And my number 4 ranked player right now, is Mac Jones, but he's climbing already day after day.
Just because he's a Patriot?
Yes.
I just think that they're giving Mac the world. Like, okay, so I saw one of the ESPN analysts say that Mac Jones has the fastest eyes. And I was like, I don't know how you test.
How can you tell that?
Yeah, how can you tell that? Right? Like, there's an eye speed test, right? Like, yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, you know.
Let's be very honest. Mac Jones is probably, of all the 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round, Mac Jones is probably the second best quarterback in terms of where he landed, right? Trey Lance got the best situation in San Francisco. Anybody who ended up in San Francisco is going to have a great situation. But I have a lot of questions about Trey Lance, right? I really do have a lot of questions about Trey Lance. Mac Jones landed in the second best situation. Okay, he really did. Because I'm sorry. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence out in Jacksonville.
I like that. I like that connection. He does look like sunshine.
Trevor about to, I like that connection. Trevor about to be nice.
Okay. Yeah. He gonna have to be throwing the ball to Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes. Okay. That's what he gonna have to do. Zach Wilson, the Jets still have a lot of questions on offense. Okay. And Justin Fields, listen, Chicago doesn't really have a home run hitter at the wide receiver position. So right now it's gonna be on Justin Fields to really make a lot of the plays himself. And we all know how that can turn out. The NFC North is going to be a dogfight. And if Aaron Rodgers does stay in Green Bay, it's going to be very interesting to see those games between Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
What you think about the running back that Pittsburgh got?
I think I said it in quick hits. I think Najee Harris is the steal of the first round for the Pittsburgh Steelers at 24.
You know what needs to happen? I thought about it. Aaron Rodgers is going to stay in the Midwest. Instead of going to Dallas, trade him for Baker Mayfield. Baker's young. You can build around him. Baker has OBJ coming back, Jadeveon Clowney, Nick Chubb, Rashad Higgins. Don't they have Landry too? Jarvis Landry?
Yep. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, they have Jarvis Landry. Dude, if Aaron Rodgers had that core of talent, this on the
he would make the Super Bowl.
Right. He would be 100 to he would literally score 100 points every game.
Story, right? So before the Aaron Rodgers story broke, there was a lot of traction around the rumor that Green Bay might try to go get Julio Jones and pair him up with Devontae Adams, and then you got an unstoppable wide receiver tandem with Aaron Rodgers. But there has been a story brewing that I've been following. Me and Adam Schefter have been following the last 2 days. And I know Queen Tay, wherever she is, doing whatever she's doing right now, is not going to be completely happy to hear this, or maybe she will be. But one of the prevailing rumors going around right now is all of the draft capital that the Giants got in this year's draft could be used to trade for Aaron Rodgers.
I said the same thing in my head. I'm like, yo, what is it? Is it the lightning, or is it the fact that the dog's not barking in the background?
You spoke her name and she appears.
Yes, I love it, right? But imagine that. Imagine Aaron Rodgers on the New York Football Giants.
She said, you don't know
shit.
Matt,
I got you. That's what I mean.
I gotta edit the episode. You already cursed like 30 times in the beginning.
You should have never said Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers and what they did in the draft.
When I say, yo,
I think this is what I think.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna put up the other thing she said.
I'm not saying that.
This is what Aaron needs to do. This is what Aaron needs to do.
Saquon could be a really good tandem.
No, I don't think the New York. I don't know why I want to call them the Knicks, but you don't think the New York Giants. I don't think the New York Giants is where Aaron needs to land. I think Aaron needs to stay
this year.
Yeah, I think he needs to stay in the Midwest or go south. Aaron's aging, so you need to stay in a warmer climate. I think Aaron on either the Cowboys or on the Browns is a shoo-in for a Super Bowl. And preferably the Browns, because the Browns are literally a quarterback away. And I think they've given Baker enough time to prove himself, and he hasn't. He's made progress, yes, but he's not that guy. I mean, I think it's okay to say he's not that guy, right?
It was a latter part of the season he played very good.
He does. He plays. He can play. But it's like this. Perfect example. when Steph Curry got to Golden State, who was starting? Monte Ellis. They made a decision. We're going to keep Monte or we're going to roll with Steph. Now 3 championships later.
Well, you say Dallas, Cody.
Well, 2 losing seasons and Mark Jackson coming and then 3 championships later.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot to that.
You forget the parts of that story.
You say Dallas.
You can't forget that we believe team.
I think you got the wrong Texas team, Cody.
No.
I think you got the wrong Texans. The Texans really right now, although the Houston Texans, I think, really, we don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah,
I really don't. And right now, the tea leaves don't look good for Deshaun Watson. So Houston's going to be in the market for a quarterback. And if you're Houston, I would give up the farm for an Aaron Rodgers to come in there and stabilize that team. He'd be the best quarterback they've had. David Carr and Deshaun Watson and now Aaron Rodgers. And even if he gave them 2 to 3 more years, he'd at least be able to stabilize that team in a good way. I could also see a team like the Los Angeles Chargers going after him. I could see the Las Vegas Raiders go. I could see John Gruden going after Aaron Rodgers and bringing him to Vegas. But the Giants have the best setup in terms of draft capital. And I forgot who said it, but somebody said it. I don't want to take credit for saying it. But if you're a team that traded for a quarterback this year, you got to be pissed off that it took Aaron Rodgers this long to be like, I want out of Green Bay.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. Absolutely. I definitely
Thanks, Tay.
agree.
Thanks, Tay. You got my spot moved. I enjoy all the comments. I appreciate it. But thank you. I appreciate it. But look, I think you're absolutely right.
Because I think Indianapolis would have loved to have traded for Aaron Rodgers instead of the bum they got from Philly.
But it's a Midwest team. That's what I'm saying. He needs to stay in the Midwest. I think Aaron is going to be – he's the hottest free agent out. I'm personally, and I'll say this, and I'm going on it, bar injury, Tom Brady's going to get an 8th ring this season. I don't see any team as a whole, not even the Kansas City Chiefs, coming to beat them. I just think they're too loaded, too many weapons. Even though Brady is declining because the way the rules are set up, he has already figured out how to win, and then win when it really matters. Slow start, build up, playoffs, start running through everybody. So, congrats Tom Brady on his 8th ring.
Tay, don't do this. This what Pete did. Tay said they're not gonna win again. Pete said this last year, and it got bad. It got bad. It got real bad.
I hope they're not winning.
So
I'll be damned if I have to spend another $18 on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers popcorn.
Well, we'll see. Now, on the original topic, I apologize earlier. I said Jake Paul. I meant Logan Paul. Pete, you're coming in like a robot.
I'm gonna let y'all get back to the show.
All right, Pete.
So I said I'm gonna let y'all get back to the show. I want it to continue to be a 3-man show for the day. I thank y'all for letting me come back in for this little period of time. I do got to get back to what I was doing. I love all y'all, but keep up the great work today with the 3-man show, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, Pete.
Thank you, bro. Tay said,
I like that light up for him.
Yes, I do too. It looks like the hair's going back on his face.
Yeah, it's like growing, bro.
Yeah. Tay said the backwards hat did something for him. for her. Pete living his best life, leaving his life booked and busy.
Yeah. Yerrr.
Shout out to the Brody. So this boxing exhibition. Here's my thoughts on it before we move on. Sorry, Tay. Sorry. My bad. Tongue tied, and I got a lisp. This boxing exhibition is again another money grab. It's another money grab, and we're gonna continuously see these money grabs when it comes to combat sports because people like violence. People wake up every day and choose violence. So, like the Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom fight that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Like the Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom fight that's about to happen. I guess Peter Guns is fighting somebody on that card too. And now
Cisco.
He's not fighting Cisco.
Yes, he is.
No, not Thong Song Cisco.
Not Thong Song Cisco.
No,
Cisco, the producer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, like,
that would be a cool thing.
No, I don't want to see little Super Mario Cisco fighting nobody. Like,
Thong Song is a legendary song.
It's a legendary song with three verses of the same words.
It's still a hit.
Oh, for sure, it's a hit.
Hey,
I still do that
song anyway. It's lit.
Hey, it's one of those songs, and then that build up at the end when he just started screaming. Yeah, baby. This man took it to church on a thong song.
Right. Child support wars.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Peter Gunn versus Cisco. I think it's the battle for Amina Butterfly. That's what this is about.
I don't know. This is gonna suck. And then what's funny? So the guy who's what's his name? The guy who's promoting the event actually popped up on and tried to and wanted to tag himself in the photo. I forget his name right now, but I'm gonna tag him next time I post it. Excuse me.
Not Richie Dollars.
It's somebody else. It's not Richie Dollars.
This should be produced by the Creep Squad. Creep Squad.
It should not be. This should not even be produced. But it just shouldn't be produced.
It's all about Amina Butterfly. That's all this is about. You saw the Love and Hip Hop music. I don't know why. So they be having me watching these ratchet TV shows.
No, you be watching it by yourself now. No, don't do that to T. She puts you on and then you start watching it by yourself.
I ain't gonna hold you. She put me on the Teen Mom and I was like, all right, this is kind of But Love and Hip Hop, she definitely got me watching it. I don't really care too much about it, but I got interested with the Crip Squad thing, with Peter Guns. And I'm like, yo, this is the same Peter Guns that was saying like Uptown, but I'm like, it's him.
Peter Guns is hosting Cheaters.
I know.
How ironic is that?
That is legendary. He is.
You saw the clip where he was like, yeah, and dude wanted to fight him. Yo, hilarious.
He's like Steve Harvey now. Just why?
Why? Right. And Steve Harvey's never mind. That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
That's for a different podcast. So we have a lot of athletes that are probably the greatest athletes of all time, but do not have the bling to show for it. So my question to the table, starting with you, Cody, who are some of the greatest athletes to never win a championship?
I think the first one that comes to mind is Charles Barkley. And reality is he didn't win because he had to go against Mike. That's literally it. He had to go against Mike. And then they should have came back. I just think that Charles didn't keep himself in shape enough. I mean, they should have came, and they should have beat Seattle. So, but Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. Karl Malone's been to the NBA Finals 3 times. People don't realize, twice with Utah and then once with the Lakers, and still didn't get it done.
He didn't deserve the Lakers one.
No, he didn't deserve the Lakers. No, he was on here. Yeah,
if he would have won it, if he'd have won it,
Malone and Stockton got to go together.
Malone and Stockton together, they have to go together.
Yeah.
Stockton would have got a piece of Malone's ring if he would have won it in LA.
He should just took the whole thing. He should have just left him with the actual crown. That's it.
Right. Continue, Cody. Continue. Sorry.
I think Jim Kelly out of Buffalo, quarterback, went to the Super Bowl 4 times, lost all 4 times. Dan Marino. Yeah, Dan Marino's another one. Dan had an arm. I mean, the man could just flat out throw. He's the only reason why the Bears didn't go perfect in '85, right? So, and still didn't win. I mean, there's a lot of them. Cam Newton might be that. Yeah, and he's been to the Super Bowl, but unless he gets on a team or he gets healthy enough to lead a team or on a team where he can provide that support, coming off the bench, he might go down as one of the greatest athletes to never win. I mean, unfortunately, the truth of the matter is when you have a dominant superstar, a lot of people else are not going to get considered, right? And, when it was Mike's turn, there's a lot of people that, weren't going to get considered. David Robinson didn't get a ring till after Mike retired, right? And then Tim Duncan had to show up for that, right? So David would have been on that list too. So Shaq didn't get a – well, that was Shaq's fault. He said, I'm not going to give it – because Shaq, he said it. He's like, that was my fault. We didn't beat Houston. They should have beat Houston. But like when it was Kobe and Shaq killing, nobody else ate. Between LeBron and Steph, it's just hard to get. It's hard to get another winner in there. You're gonna see Steph Curry, or you're gonna see LeBron James, right? And there's just a lot of people who get lost in the sauce. But it's got to be the best, talented, most individual because he has an NBA MVP. He's multiple-time All-Star. He's a top 50 NBA player. He has a career outside of basketball. It's Charles Barkley by far as the GOAT to never win a championship.
Matt?
Well, my top two, and it's out of bias. I mean, I speak, I'm going to speak honesty, but my top two, I'm going to start with Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing was like, he was like an 11-time All-Star, NBA All-Team. He's in the top 50. He's in the top 50 All-Team, right? I believe so. He's like top 50 all-time player.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm going with Allen Iverson, man.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Allen Iverson is in that list. It's just I felt like that one shot he had, he ran into Kobe and Shaq. And he carried that Sixers team dead or alive, and they were all dead. Like literally to the Staples Center, and he won game one. I mean, but yeah, it just wasn't in the trajectory for him. Like he just ran up into a lot of crazy teams, and like Cody said, Patrick Ewing ran into Michael Jordan a plethora of times.
Ran into Michael Jordan too many times.
And let's say this with AI. AI had to beat out Vince that year. He beat out Penny in the semifinals. Hey, AI had, and no disrespect to any of the players he played with, but there's nobody on that team that averaged more than 12 points that year. He had Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Matt Geiger.
Hearing Eric Snow name just gets me mad. Eric Snow is a bum.
Bro, he literally had nobody on that team that would make a starting team today.
No, he had Mutombo. Mutombo was hurt. So.
Yeah, but I mean,
not that time. At that time, Mutombo wouldn't be starting for anybody's team.
Yeah, Mutombo and not.
They have no choice. You want to start Matt Geiger,
right?
Come on, like
I like Matt Geiger though. I like him just a little bit, not too much. But yeah, like Pete said, I was gonna say Ken Griffey Jr. too.
Yeah. In baseball. Tony Gwynn, Ted Williams, Ken Griffey, definitely. Oh man, definitely.
Everybody wanted to be like Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, but he was still on that team. Though,
yes, he did come.
I would never put
Theo Ratliff was on that team, but he's not.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought he was naming.
No.
What?
Absolutely not.
This is like what? The reason he's not.
I'm definitely gonna. I'm gonna stay with basketball, and I have a couple names.
How does he remember all of this?
I remember Todd McCullough too. Reggie Miller, T-Mac.
Yeah.
T-Mac.
Yeah.
I had it written down. Reggie Miller, T-Mac, George Gervin. He never won one. Who else? Like you said, Karl Malone. Oh, Dominique Wilkins never won one. Steve Nash never won one. And it was a shame for Steve Nash not to win one, but I don't think they were gonna. I don't. They could have won if they got past the Spurs. I think they could have won if they got past the Spurs.
Listen to what you just said. If they could have got past the Spurs, just remember when you just said the Spurs.
The Spurs, bro.
The only team that was built to beat them around that time was the Lakers. And after that, after they got dispersed, it was just we knew it was going to be the Spurs. It was going to be the Spurs. Sacramento already fell off. I think they got rid of C-Webb. I think he went to the Sixers or Detroit. I'm not really even too sure around that time. But, yeah, the Spurs was running the West at that time. It was just no ifs and buts about it. Like, I think that Dallas team was formidable, but, like, I mean, before they beat the Heat, we could have said Dallas. We could have said Dirk.
I'll say this.
I'm about to mute your mic.
Right. Hey, Tim Duncan should have 7 rings.
Chris
the reality
definitely needs to be in that list. Chris
Tim,
needs to be in that list. Yes.
And I get it because he might be the most boring superstar, athlete ever as far as his play style. I'm talking about his play style. Like, it's not like a highlight reel.
I'm sorry. Hold on, Cody. You don't even like the Spurs.
I don't, but I'm saying
you. Not you. Oh, you either? Okay.
No, I like Tim Duncan. I like Tim Duncan. Yeah,
I said Chris Webber. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Because he was saying Tim Duncan, and I get you talking about Chris Webber.
I like Tim Duncan. I hate the Spurs like as a unit because they're boring as hell to watch.
Y'all are haters, bro. Look, continue, Cody. Continue.
The Spurs were only interested when they played Miami, and they shut down that Miami team.
They did
that last year. That they won the ring.
Yeah.
When they broke up the Big Three after that.
Yeah.
That's the most entertaining Spurs team that I've ever
seen. Shut up, Matt.
That's when they had Patty. That's when they had Patty Mills. That's when they had Danny Green coming off the bench. Hey, Kawhi Leonard. That's when that team. I'm sorry, like that Spurs team. As I said, Tim Duncan legit could have 7 rings.
Cody, Patty had ice in his veins, boy.
He did.
Patty Mills had ice in his veins.
That series made me upset because Mario Chalmers forgot how to play basketball. Norris Cole didn't even show up. Wade's injuries and everything. Like, I was just so mad at everybody on that team. That
you're talking about things that happened in the past. We don't need to talk. Oh,
you broad sexual. You feeling the way? Patty Mills had ice in his veins.
We don't need to talk about the things that happened like that.
Giving it to him.
He was. Patty Mills was going to work. Patty Mills was going to work. If Patty Mills would have went to work that first time, they probably would have won the championship.
Yeah.
When he beat
the last time I see somebody do that to that Miami Heat team was Jason Terry.
All right, enough. Enough. And you remember what happened the year after the Jason Terry?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I just had the clip up just because anytime somebody talk about Dallas, clip Jason Terry. This is what happened. Could you talk?
If you want to be fair, Jason Terry was on the Celtics. It was not.
That was his fault. That was his karma. That was his karma.
Hey, he's blinked out.
That was his karma. He deserved all of that. He deserved every part of that.
And I went B Diddy need to be in that. Diddy needs to be in there.
Yeah.
My man B Diddy led that We Believe team.
Shout out to Dre Martin. That's my guy. I gotta have him on here too. Definitely.
I gotta get on his show.
Yes, you and wifey gotta get on his show. What you did is me and Amanda were on it. Janelle and Mikey were on it.
I just gotta let him know me and my wife are ratchet.
They don't mind. They definitely don't mind. Cody, when you get a chance, definitely Andre Martin. He has a good podcast. He has a couples podcast with it. He has a couples podcast with his wife. So it's definitely a good look. So definitely check them out.
I will, man. Put me on. My wife and I would love to be on it. Yes,
definitely. For baseball, Barry Bonds, even though Yeah. One of my favorite players who had to be my favorite player in secrecy because it was like a sin to like any Mets at one point in time. Mike Piazza never won the ring, and I'm kind of sad he never won the ring.
Yeah.
Mike Piazza, he was a good hitter too. He was the best hitter for a catcher, or best catcher hitter, I should say. Yeah, he could ball.
He said they ratchet too.
Hey,
this hit is inbound.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
I got you. I'm gonna add you on Facebook.
Definitely.
So, before we wrap this thing up, again, Battle Club Pro is doing a show on May 29th, which is my birthday, big 30 for me on that day. But they're doing a show out in Jersey. Made the franchise reign. It's 2 shows in one day, so definitely check that out. We're gonna have the link to the tickets on our page. Make sure you definitely check that out. Shout outs to the rest of the Jobber Tears Network, 2.5 Bros, Talk of Champions, us at the Yerrr Sports Show, which we have 2 shows, Tavius Tea Time, Yerrr Sports Show, and our new show, Brooklyn BS, with me and BK Matt. Sazone Talk, and of course the Jobber Tears podcast. They're having a Cinco de Mayo party at Legends, where we'll be watching Blood and Guts for AEW. So make sure you pop out to Legends, RSVP for that. Cody, thank you for being on. Let people know where to find you. Let people know where to find your show.
Gotcha. Yo, you can connect with me on Instagram, CVMK33. If you're on Facebook, it's Vernon Kelly. YouTube, where the podcast is, YouTube at CV_K. Sometimes I air it to Facebook just because I don't know why it's easier for people to watch it on Facebook versus YouTube. But look, connect with me. I want to connect with you. Dre, Big Baby, has been on the show before. I got to get him back. I've been, chilling, working on kind of my season 2. So I've had a lot of preloaded content. But we coming back live May the 17th, Monday at 7 p.m. It's going to be there. So, I got to get BK Matt on here, Brooklyn Matt. Add me on. I'm going to get you guys on. I want to just be on it, so I just needed a break for a minute, but I'm back. And that's where you can connect with me, and I want to connect with you.
All right. Say the word. I'm there.
Most definitely. We'll definitely have you back when we have the full squad here. We'll have our full starting 4 here. Shout outs to Queen Tay. Shout outs to the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado, a.k.a. Pete Farrakhan, a.k.a. Peter Luther King Jr. Yeah, that was a song. Petey Sharpton. Rosado X, all of that.
Petey Mandela. What was the other one? We didn't even say this one. Peter Douglas. Oh my God. I forgot what he was talking about.
Peter Garvey.
Yeah.
Rosado Parks. All of that. That's all of Peter's nicknames when he be repping our community hard. So, but for Cody, for Brooklyn Matt, it is your boy, Big Baby, signing off. Peace.
Auto-tune. We gotta get some auto-tune.
No, I don't want any auto-tune. Leave me alone. I don't want to be T-Pain. Let me just be heavy. Let me just be Heavy D. Like I want.
Well, Heavy D did an auto-tune song
once,
but he still did it. It was dope.
I'm not doing that. Leave me alone.
Well, then you got to sing like Gerald Levert when you do it. Then.
So I'm gonna sing "Written All Over Your Face" next time I end the song.
Wow, that's what we're doing.
That's what I'm gonna. Peace.